Welcome everyone to another episode of the ManscapePodcast. We got another amazing interview coming to you. We got Crusher coming all the way out of Cali. But before we do that, y'all know how we start. Make sure y'all go and hook up with our boys out in Houston. Hit up TexasHotSauceCompany.com. Make sure y'all go get this amazing hot sauce. If you love flavor, this is the way to go. It's not super hot. It is super tasteful. Make sure you get yours today. TexasHotSauceCompany.com. And now I'll bring up our interview today. We are interviewing Crusher.
Up,
Welcome, my
everybody.
guy. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us, man, giving us your time and energy today, and I really, really appreciate it. So, before we get as we get started, where are you from?
Redding, California.
Is that where you were born at?
I was born in Modesto, but yeah, just south of Redding.
Oh, so you're born and raised Cali boy.
Always.
Right on. How did you get the name Crusher?
Well, in club life, all your handles are earned.
Yeah.
So it's an earned name. I think it kind of speaks for itself.
Okay. What was life like for you growing up?
So I grew up in Modesto. My parents, all of my family, they were all real big into the MC scene.
Okay.
A lot of my family was either Hell's Angels or Hell's Angels supporters.
Mm-hmm.
So me growing up
Let's go.
8 years old, it was not out of the ordinary for me to wake up and see 15 passed out bikers and all over the living room and bikes parked on the yard and beer cans everywhere. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that was kind of a normal day.
So, are you still close with your parents?
Both of my parents have passed on.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. My condolences. Do you have any brothers or sisters?
I do. I have two blood brothers and one blood sister. I land right in the middle of those guys. I'm the
I
black sheep, if you will.
I was going to ask, are you all close? Do you talk at all?
Uh, we talk. We're not super close, but we do talk.
What was school like for you growing up? Did you do well? Were you in trouble? Were you bullied at all?
Definitely never got bullied. School was not my thing. It wasn't my scene. I went, but honestly, going to school, it was just me going to link up with all of my friends and get the free breakfast, and then we dipped
Nice.
out.
Right on. Let's see. What was your very first bike?
My very first street bike was I want to say it was a Honda Magna, like 250, little girl's bike. But back then I was a lot smaller. But it definitely started the passion for bikes.
How did you and your homies end up starting your first club?
Um, well, I didn't. The first time I joined a club, I didn't start that club. That club was already well established in the area.
Okay.
The people who were in that club, most of them were friends of mine since childhood.
Okay.
And I was in a 16-year relationship with my son's mother, and I was kind of coming out of that relationship and kind of wanted something to fill that void, if you will. And, I ended up roommating. One of my really good friends was the president of a a top five MC. He was the president for the local chapter. Really
Mm-hmm.
good friend of mine. He lived alone at the moment. So I ended up roommating with him, and things just kind of took off from there. But it was already established. They had established it years prior.
So you mentioned that one big red and white team already. Why did you not decide to go with them if they're pretty much dominant?
Um, why I didn't decide to go red and white? Well, I had seen so much for so many years that I knew when it was time for me to go, when it was time for me to enter bike life, I knew that that's not what I wanted. Like I saw all the behind the scenes stuff, like not just the
Mm-hmm.
stuff like when you're out doing a ride, like the good times. I literally saw everything for years and years and years. I watched people not treat brothers, the way that they should be treated, and just when it was time for me to do it, I knew that particular team wasn't for me. I did lose a lot of contact with a lot of my family over it because
Mm-hmm.
they were red and white supporters, and the first club I patched in with, I went on the other end of the spectrum.
Um. So, what was it like when it came time for like the patch over for you guys to go into black and white?
So we were that first club for a long time, and then I got fed up with the politics and all the drama that comes with being in a top five club.
Mm-hmm.
And so me and a handful of my buddies, we started our own mom and pop style club. You know, we
Okay.
we answered to nobody. We ran our program. We didn't have all the BS politics, and we ran that for a long time, and it was really good. And black and white, we were friends with a few of them, and over the years they had constantly invited us to their parties up in Oregon, so we would go to them.
Mm-hmm.
And they would just constantly ask us about a patch over, but we were sitting in a good spot. We didn't have the club politics. The right people respected us, the right people feared us, and we were just sitting in an overall good spot. There was no reason to really transition up. And then one day at church, we were just kind of like, after years of them asking us to do it, we're just like, man, why don't we do it? And nobody really had a good answer. So we were like, let's do it. So the transition started, but that transition took a year almost to the date from the time that
Mm-hmm.
we said, all right, let's run it to the time we actually had patches on. It took almost a year to the date.
So, when the patch over happened, like, did you guys go patch for patch, or did you have to prospect, or what was that like?
So the key members of the club, we went patch for patch for three of us, and then everybody else who came with us, they prospected.
So you never had to like prospect or have prospect duties or anything?
I have prospected, just not for black and white.
Um, what was it like when you were a prospect for a club? Did you have duties? What was that like?
Yeah, so I did. I prospected when I joined the Vagos. I
Okay.
prospected for them. It was intense. I was young, um, was eager to make a name for myself. But yeah, I mean, you have duties. You have to serve the table before you can sit at the table. So you're doing everything that you can think of, from store runs to bringing a patch holder a beer, or maybe filling up his bike with gas, possibly washing his
Mm-hmm.
bike, doing some security, things of that sort. But yeah, I mean, prospects all have roles.
Was that in California as well?
That was.
Right on. So one of the things I'm going to have a sidebar question. One of the things we have a big problem with out here is guys are going and starting their own clubs because they don't want to prospect. What do you feel about that?
I feel like that's complete BS. If I get that people want to start their own clubs, and I'm completely for that, like, but doing it for that reason, for not having to prospect just because they want the patch, that club's going to wash out soon. Like you have to, if you haven't earned something, then you have no idea, what it really, you're not going to honor it the same as if you busted your ass and you put in the time and you earned it. So 90% of people that come into a club without prospecting, they wash out instantly within the first year. This first time stuff gets real, they wash out.
So I don't know like your terminology that you guys use up there, but like here we have all kinds of different names for. I think it's all the same thing, but like, is there a difference between like prospect, probate, and striker?
So I've never heard of striker, but depending on your terminology, prospect and probate's the same thing. They're both
They also call it
probation.
striker up here.
Yeah, I've never heard that one, but I would, if I was to guess, I would assume it's probably the same thing.
Um, what was the Oreo cookie story?
That was for my P at the time when I was prospecting for the Vagos. Everybody loves that story. I got called super late at night, middle of the night, to bring my P Oreo cookies, and we're talking. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I mean, this was such a long time ago. My times might be wrong, but I mean, this was almost 16 years ago. But he called me for some Oreo cookies roughly 2 o'clock in the morning. All your stores that carry that type of stuff aren't really open. Back then, I don't even think we had a Walmart in town back then. We may have. We may have. I mean, this was a long freaking time ago. And so I freaking jump on my bike and I'm riding everywhere looking for Oreo cookies. The I find like single packs that got like 5 or 6 cookies in them. That's definitely not what he wants. So I end up finding double stuffed Oreo cookies. Super proud of myself. Ride my bike the other 40 miles it is to his place. Bring him his cookies, and he just kind of, I'm all excited. Like, here's your cookies, 3 o'clock in the morning. And he looked at me like I was a fucking retard. And he's like, what's this? I don't want fucking double stuffed Oreo cookies. I want regular Oreo cookies. So he gave them back to me, and off I went to find regular Oreo cookies. I did end up finding them, and I think I made it back to his house around like 5 o'clock in the morning. Then I had to be up and headed to my job at, I believe, 6 or 6:30 or something like that. Yeah, it was a hellacious night, but the mission was accomplished.
um, do prospects like every like if a prospect like doesn't make it or chooses to leave or whatever, do prospects ever get a second chance?
It's gonna fall down. I can't speak on all clubs. I don't know, the get down of all clubs. What I can
Mm-hmm.
tell you is for most clubs, if you've failed once, quit once, whatever, you usually don't get a second chance. That being said, some clubs may operate different. I know the clubs that I
Mm-hmm.
were I was with, absolutely not, unless you were blessed to step back. Like if something came up, like, oh
Mm-hmm.
man, my wife just got cancer, like freaking, I need to put everything on hold. That's one scenario where it would be okay. Something in that aspect. But if it's just fucking too hard for you and you're like, fuck this, I'm done, and you leave, and then 2 years later, you're like, fuck, man, I fucked up. I want to do it. No.
What was it like the night you patched in?
For what club?
Let's go with the Vagos because you prospected.
I went to Sacramento, and we were having I think it was a P and Sarge meeting followed by a huge party. So there was a lot of Vagos there. We were on Richards Avenue in Sacramento. So we rode down there at a hotel. You call it parking lot pimping because you travel from everywhere and you stand in a hotel parking lot all night long. But so I'm busting my ass the whole time I'm there. And then towards the end of the night, I get called up. They put me through my little drama session, and then handed me my patch. Or they didn't just hand it to me. One of the guys was like, hey, you want this? Come fucking take it. So we went rounds. I got my patch. That night was amazing. I with the Vagos, you had their numbers 22, right?
Yep.
So they would give, when you patched in, they would tell you you have 22 minutes to sew your patch on. And it can't be just temp on there. Like someone has to be able to grab it and not rip it off in 22 minutes,
Yeah.
which is fine when you're going through denim or something like that. But we rock leather cuts, right? So it's a chore in itself. But anyway, I got mine on there. They tried to rip it off, couldn't do it. And then that night we went out to the bars, and I was on cloud nine, man. I had finally made it, something that I had fucking busted my ass for. I had made it, and I was now a Vago.
Sidebar question again. Someone else I follow that used to be around the Vagos. Did you ever get to meet Big Kaz?
So I haven't met him. I do. I follow him. I think he might follow me. He might not. I don't know. But I follow him in some of his stories. But no, I haven't met him.
Okay, I didn't know if you ever met him in person or not.
Mhm.
Um, is it tough or difficult to like juggle like family, work, and club life?
Absolutely, it's a very fine line, and there's no one answer fits all for that. It's like you as an individual, you have to find that fine line to keep all three happy. Because if you fail on any one of them, then it affects all aspects. So it's a very
Mm-hmm.
fine line. It's gonna start with like, on your home aspect, it's gonna start with your old lady, your wife, your girlfriend, supporting you in what you do. For me, I got extremely lucky out the gate, and my wife is my biggest supporter in anything that I do. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and then, work, you have to give it all the attention it needs. You have to give your home life all the attention it needs. And your club life, you have to give it all the attention it needs. Like, it's a very fine
Absolutely.
line to walk. And there's nothing that I could ever say, like, oh, this is what you do and it'll work. Like, there's no one answer for it. Like,
Yeah.
you have to figure it out in your own life and make it work. But if you want all three of them bad enough, you will figure it out.
Did you ever hold any like officer positions in any of your clubs?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
positions did you hold?
So when I was a Vago, I was sergeant of arms. When in the mom and pops club that we created, Outcast, I was sergeant of arms. I ran sergeant of arms for like probably a good 7 years of my club life. I was always sergeant of arms. Like
Mm-hmm.
my P was a great guy. He was a P from the Vagos. We left together. We started our own club, so we carried that same
Mm-hmm.
transition. He was the P of the Vagos when we left there. He was the P of our mom and pops club, and when we left there and we started the Mongols, he was the P. I was his sarge. That lasted for about a year in black and white, and then
Mm-hmm.
things were just kind of stale and stagnant. So the guys wanted to mix it up,
Right on.
nominated me for the P position. I accepted it, and then I was the P for the next 6 years.
Oh wow. Did you ever have any problems or issues with like any of the other teams out there?
Of course,
What was that like?
uh, I probably won't speak on that one too much.
Okay, okay. What's the longest ride you've done?
I've rode as far as you can ride. I've rode from Redding, California to Virginia,
Like, what's the longest point A to B that you think you've done?
coast to coast.
Coast to coast. That's crazy. Um, what's the biggest pack of bikes you've been in?
Hundreds, probably probably at least 200, if not more. But those big packs suck. Like, they're cool to do.
Really?
They're cool to do once in a while, just so you can experience, you can feel that rumble, like you can be part of that. But you ask anybody who's been doing this, those big packs suck. Unless you're at the very front or at the very ass end, or you're running a gunner or road captain position out on the side, the big pack sucks, because as soon as you get past the front, it's just a surge the whole time of gas, brake, gas, brake, gas. So
Mm-hmm.
it sucks. But you should do it
So,
a couple times.
so are you like, with you no longer being part of it? Are you like good, bad? What's your status?
So I think pretty much all clubs. now that Rico is a big thing and all that type of stuff, most clubs don't use the terminology out bad anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, right? Out bad means kind of, like it was on site, people were going to get you,
Yeah,
blah,
yeah.
blah. But that's not really how it goes anymore. That's like an old school biker thing. So now it's pretty much just if you're out, you're out.
So, do you still get to see or talk to any of your old brothers? The fuck? Hold on. Crusher. There we go. And we're recording again. Okay. So, where was I here? What did I ask you? Oh, yeah.
Do I get
So,
to see
with
any
you
of my
being
old
out,
people?
yeah, yeah.
So when I left, it wasn't just me. 98% of my club of my chapter left with me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Are
so
you
like
able
now,
to speak on whatever that reason was?
I mean, I can. I just choose not to for right now. It's still too soon. But 98% of my chapter left. My support clubs left. My supporters, my hangarounds, they all left with me.
Oh, wow. So, how long were you active total in that lifestyle?
Somewhere in the neighborhood between 15 and 16 years.
I hear a lot of people speculate and kind of give their opinion on what a nomad is. Can you speak on any of that? Can you tell us what
And
it
it,
is?
it really depends on the club, right? Some people will start a brand new club and rock a nomad rocker because they don't want to claim the area, right, that
Mm-hmm.
they're in. Like if they say Shasta County, and they don't want kind of beef with everybody who's rocking Shasta County rockers, they'll run nomad and
Mm-hmm.
say, no, we're not claiming an area. Like we're just out here doing our thing. That's wrong. Nomad is something that's earned. Like you have to put in X amount of time in a club to earn the nomad status. And some clubs are
Mm-hmm.
different. Some clubs will let you run nomad right out of the gate. Some people can run nomads after 5 years, but I would say the average for just about all clubs is 10 years. After 10 years, you can transfer from a chapter member to a nomad member.
In your nation, what does it mean to be a nomad?
They don't have a nation, but nomad is someone who's been there, done that. They put in their time, a minimum of 10 years with chapters, and they're kind of the G's of the scene. Like, they've been there, they've done that, and now most of the time they'll transfer up to either you have two different things. You have a nomad chapter and you have a chapter nomad. So there's a,
Okay.
a nomad chapter, which the whole chapter is nothing but nomads. But then you have a nomad, I mean a chapter nomad, which can still belong to the chapter, but his rocker on the back's gonna say nomad.
What is it? How do I word this? What comes with like trying to open up a new chapter and all that?
A mountain of headaches. It's
Do you want to explain some of it?
so physically it takes a lot. You have to for the at least the first couple of years, you got to be out every night, every weekend, pounding the pavement, hitting the bars, hitting the Friday night in the parks, hitting all the you know wherever people are gathering. You need to be there Monday through Sunday for at least the first 2 years. You need to be active as fuck, letting people know you're here, you ain't going nowhere. That's gonna kind of come second hand with your expansion. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's not an easy thing to do to start a new club. Well, I've always been at the other end of the spectrum, right? So like I don't like answering to people. So clubs that are in like, the community that backs a certain club, those
Yep.
guys will have a really easy time opening up new chapters because they're starting out the gate with no opposition, right? They're like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, yeah, thank you guys for letting us start, like, brr, brr, brr. And so they have it pretty easy to start. But when you're like with us, we were at the other end of the spectrum. So, like, when we started our mom and pops club, we weren't friends with people. We weren't friends with the other clubs, like the dominant clubs in town.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't our people. And so, yeah, we had our work cut out for us because we went out the gate swinging with, 30 different clubs that were our enemies right out the gate, like overnight.
When you were in Black and White, what was Chapter 13?
Oh, I don't really want to speak on that too much. I have to be really careful with what I speak on and what I don't speak on, especially when it comes to Mongols. Um, it's not hard to find. Like I'm sure you probably already know before you asked me what Chapter 13
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
But it's not hard. It's not hard to find out. I personally don't want to speak on their business.
Um, I don't know how much of this you're going to want to speak on, but have you ever had to lay brothers to rest or any of that?
Absolutely.
Um,
That's the shittiest part that comes with bike life is
yeah.
burying a brother. And the 6 years I was with the Mongols, I probably buried at least 30 brothers.
Were you around for the Doc Cavazos era?
No,
Um, what was that Operation Black Rain? Were you around when that happened?
I was not. I came in at the ass end of that. It's essentially where law enforcement and the government tried to take the patch, tried to seize the patch, and I don't have a lot of experience on it because I wasn't involved with it. Like I said, I came in at the ass end of it when little Dave was just kind of finishing up all the court proceedings for it.
Did you get to know Little Dave at all?
Yes, I know little Dave.
I'm not going to dig too much into the hearsay of what I've heard about him. That's his business. I'm not going to ask about it. But
He was
I've read a lot of different things.
he was proven not guilty on everything where everybody said he was working with law enforcement and all that
Yeah,
crap.
yeah, yeah.
He was proven not guilty in all of that.
Um, what was life like in the club after Dave took over?
So I wasn't there for the transition when Dave took over. I was in the club for about a year and a half before Dave left. So I was only under Dave for about a year and a half.
Okay, so he had already cleaned house by that time. Um, I was noticing all your tattoos and everything. Are you completely covered?
I am.
What was your most painful spot? Oh, the neck tattoo?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Um,
I have my belly button tattooed as well.
oh,
So
damn.
that one hurt. He literally just squirted ink in there, filled it up, and just
Oh,
so all,
damn.
all the ink was gone, and then he filled it up and did it a second time.
What made you decide to leave the lifestyle?
I don't know that I'll ever truly be done with it.
I was going to say it's probably always going to be in your blood one way or another.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm done 100% with the lifestyle. I know right now I am definitely taking a breather, stepping back. There's so many areas in my life that I've neglected in the last 15 plus years. So I'm just kind of getting all those things in order.
So, what brought you to social media?
Well, honestly, it was another podcaster, another creator, Breeze. Are you familiar with Breeze?
I have not spoken to him yet. I've been hearing his name, but I haven't gotten to speak with him.
Right. So, like, shout out to Breeze, Rolling Free TV. Um,
Okay, I know who that is. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Rick at Vegas Profile Stories. Both of those dudes helped me. Breeze helped me a lot. Me and Breeze were in contact before I left the club. He used to cover the movement that me and my guys were doing up in my area. He would cover it very heavy, and so we talked a lot. And then when I hit him up and let him know that, hey, I'm stepping back from the club. You know, everybody's shutting down. We talked for a bit, and he was like, "Fuck, bro, like you gotta do a channel. Like people are gonna want to hear what you have to say. Like you've been doing this for this long. Like people want your knowledge." And I'm like, I don't know. I don't think anybody wants to hear what I have to say, right? Like I'm just me. And he convinced me to do an interview with him on his
Hmm.
podcast. So I did it, and we touched base on a handful of things, and the response that was on it was just like, damn, okay, like, maybe I will run with this. So I started pumping out the content. And as of right now, it hasn't, I don't even think it's been a full month. I think it's been less than 30 days, I think, or it's been right at that cusp of 30 days. In that 30 days, I have over 3,000 subscribers now.
That's
Like
crazy.
almost 200,000 hours of watch time. Like, I mean, of views. I think it's like 60,000 hours of watch time or something like
That's
that.
crazy.
I don't look
Do
at it
you?
constantly, but it's blowing up so fast. And you know, I don't even know what to say for any of you guys watching this. If you want to hear some of my stories, go check it out. It's Rolling with Crusher on YouTube. I essentially just break down the biker lifestyle, like, what it means to be a hang around, what it means to be a guest, what it means to be a supporter, what it means to be a prospect, what it means to be a member, and break down some of the roles, like from sergeant of arms to secretary, how to act at a function, things you need to have on your bike. Just like I just kind of break the whole process down for everybody. And then obviously I tell some stories, and once in a while I'll go on there and do a rant on something that'll pisses me off. But I do live interviews with some ex Mongols, and we've got a lot more to come on that. But the pace that it's grown at so far is absolutely insane. I've had people that are doing these channels from all over hit me up and be like, "Bro, I can't believe you accomplished that in 30 days." Like,
Yeah,
well,
you came out of nowhere and you blew up quick. Like you're grabbing a lot of attention.
yeah, and it's good and bad. Like, I'm getting a lot of attention from people that I try to keep in a good light on there as well. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, people don't like people talking about this. But it's like at the end of the day, I'm not in a club, so I'm not politicking anymore. Like I do my absolute best to keep all the clubs in a good light and not talk down on them.
Hmm.
That's not what I wanted. My platform wasn't to be like blah 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 and use it as like a hate type thing. That was never my
Absolutely.
intent. Yeah, I truly wanted to be informational. Like I said in some of my videos, I've seen so many people come into prospecting that were solid individuals, like heavy hitters, solid dudes. And
Hmm.
as soon as they start prospecting, a month, 2 months later, they've already quit. And now they're turds, and you don't talk to them anymore. And I'm like, what the fuck,
Right.
man? Like, I'll hit them up anyway. Like, bro, what happened? Like, you were good. Like, what happened? They tell me, and so many times, countless times, it's because they don't know what the fuck they're getting into before they agreed to do it. And it's because all the chapters, and not just black white, everywhere, right? Because
Yep.
on my
Yeah.
channel, it's crazy right now on my channel. I have members, prospects, hang-arounds from just about every club that you can think of, from here to fucking Australia, hit me up and like, bro, like what you're doing is awesome. What would you do in this scenario? And that's just like black and white, green, red and white, yellow, like every fucking club that you can think of is literally asking me these questions. I had one club hit me up and was like, bro, what you're talking about on prospects, I literally have all of my prospects in the back room right now watching your prospecting video so they can learn from it. I'm like, that's fucking crazy. But I never wanted it to be like a hate platform. So it's just like
Absolutely. I respect that.
it's
Like
taking off.
I'm not a club member. I've never worn a patch, anything like that. Like I've been on motorcycles, don't get me wrong, but I've never been around big clubs, shit like that. Um, but anyways, and it's funny because what's the difference between like because I see so many people doing this motorcycle content now. And what's the difference between like you and like Demons Row and like a few of these other big guys that are doing the exact same thing, so to speak?
Well, I don't know. Here's what I do know though, is I know that there's a lot of creators that are doing the MC culture right now, right? Because
Yes, yes.
it's a hot item. People are intrigued by it. People don't want to live the lifestyle, but they want to act like they know everything about it. So here's
Hmm.
what you got: is you have a lot of creators that aren't from the lifestyle, never had anything to do with the lifestyle, and they're on here preaching about the lifestyle. Like that's
Hmm.
not cool.
Yep.
Like I feel like that alone is what sets some of us, not just myself, some of us that are with the lifestyle apart. Like Mooch. I'm sure you're familiar with Mooch,
Yeah,
right?
I know who Mooch is. I've been trying to get in touch with him to get an interview, but he hasn't answered me.
Yeah, good luck, bud. I told you, I'll help you because I just somebody helped put me on, so I'll do what I can to help
Yeah,
put
I
everybody on.
appreciate it. I really do.
But no, Mooch is a good friend of mine. We
If
still
you get in
talk.
touch with him, hit him up. Tell him I want to interview him.
I'll see what I can do, but I wouldn't hold your breath. Yeah.
No, no.
He's, uh, he's so everywhere right now. Like he's got so many things in the fire right now.
He's a hot commodity right now on here.
Yeah, but I mean, if you stay tuned to my channel, he'll be on my channel soon.
So, here's a little fun question since you've been on social media, even though you're a newbie around here to some of us because you're fairly new on here. Have you come across the Twin Outlaws yet?
No, I mean,
Oh,
I know who they are, but no, I I I think what they're doing is like do your thing, but like I don't have anything bad or good to say about them. I've watched a couple of their things, like they pop up on
yeah.
my stuff from time to time, and it makes me laugh. So thanks for making me laugh. But I don't know. I've never met them. Um, yeah, I don't really have anything really to say about those guys.
Did Sons of Anarchy have any kind of effect on the culture as a whole?
You already know it did. Yeah. So like what Sons of Anarchy did, right, is it did good and bad for the culture. It kind of took it out of the back, the alleys and the back dark bar rooms, MC culture, and it plopped it right in your lap in the fucking living room, right? So now
Hmm.
you've got like senators, judges, fucking law enforcement, fucking doctors, and the average Joe who works at the gas station or the average Joe who works at the restaurant. They literally put it in everybody's lap, right? It made it sociably
Hmm.
accepted, right? Now biker is mainstream, it's sociably accepted. It's kind of like the movement with the tattoos. One day, like a light switch, tattoos all over somebody just kind of became normal and sociably accepted. Same thing that Sons of Anarchy did, for the MC culture. At the same time, it completely ruined a big portion of it, right? Because now everybody thinks that they want to run around in Sons of Anarchy cut and think that they're Jax Teller and they're going to bang strippers all day. And it did good and bad. I watched the show from start to finish.
Hmm.
I did enjoy it. Like it was good to pass the time. I have some really good homies who were in that show. Um,
Awesome.
yeah, but yeah, I mean, it definitely did a lot for the culture, good and bad.
Um, so what does life look like for Crusher now?
Man, I'm just working on this platform, trying to get the information out there. You know, if the momentum holds the way that it's going right now, it'll be a force very, very soon. It'll be a big force. But honestly, I'm just, focusing on that. I own a construction company, so I've got a lot of focus going on that. Just doing things that I haven't been able to do in a while. Like, next weekend, me and a handful of buddies, we're going charter fishing out on the ocean. That's something we haven't been able to do in a while because between work, family, club, you're super busy and you're always doing something. Well, now all of a sudden I have all this extra time. So now
Do
we're
you
just
still
trying to,
ride?
yes.
What are you riding now?
I have multiple bikes, but my main bike is my 2019 Street Glide.
Um, so when you're not at work or on social media, what can Crusher often be found doing?
Chilling at my house. If I'm not at work or I'm not creating content, usually I'm just I'll be posted up at the house. I'm usually doing one of those two things. So if I'm not doing one of those two things, I'm chilling at my house. Or we have a ranch up in Platina. We go
Nice.
there a lot for the horses and stuff. We do go to the coast a lot, but technically, when I leave my office, all of this stuff leaves. It all stays at my office. Like I don't really take YouTube home with me. I don't take my work life home with me to a certain point. So usually when I get home, I'm just chilling, posted.
So, do you have like wife, kids, the whole regular lifestyle?
I do. I got the same lifestyle everybody else has. I've got
Right on.
I got a wife, 4 kids. Actually, between me and my wife, we have 7 kids. Right.
Oh,
I have
wow.
uh, I have 3 sons. She has 2 sons and a daughter, and then we collectively had a daughter.
Nice. When you left that life, did they let you keep patches or jewelry or anything like that at all, or did you give it all back?
Yeah, I gave it all back. You can't keep anything that has, and I feel like this is going to be with any club. You can't anything that has club insignia on it has to be turned in.
Yeah. Um, so what can we expect to see in the future from Crusher?
You never know.
Will we ever see Rolling with Crusher merch?
It's active now.
Oh, is it? How do people find it?
It's on Instagram. There's a platform to sell your merch on YouTube, but YouTube everything takes so long to do
Yeah.
anything on YouTube. I've been working on setting up a store on YouTube for like 6 days.
Oh,
So
wow.
I mean, the link's there on my thing. You're supposed to be able to just click it and go right to the store, and all the merch is there. But YouTube's very slow. So I don't know. Right now, it's on my Instagram. Instagram, rolling with Crusher. I haven't set up a Facebook yet, just because honestly I didn't realize how fast this was going to take off. I thought it was just something I would do, make a video a week or
Yeah.
something like that. But now it's like to keep up with this, with the demand that everybody wants. I'm launching, anywhere from 1 to 2 videos a day, sometimes even 3 a day. But I haven't set up Facebook yet. I do have my personal Facebook that's out there. It's rolling with Crusher, but that's my personal Facebook. So like all the friends requests that I'm getting on it, I'm not accepting them. That's my personal
Yeah.
one. I will be changing the name and starting a Rolling with Crusher Facebook. Yeah, very soon.
Okay. Um, let's see. How can everyone find and follow you?
On YouTube, Rolling with Crusher. Crusher's spelled with a C. Right? So it's rolling, ROLLING, second word WITH, third word CRUSHER. Rolling with Crusher.
Um, so on this podcast, we're very much about like mental health and stuff like that. Do you think being part of that lifestyle, like when you leave that lifestyle, do you think it like has any kind of effect on you as a person or your mental health or anything like that?
Absolutely. When you leave the lifestyle after doing it for as long as I have, it's like a huge weight got lifted. It's like, ain't none of this shit your problem no more. Right? Now you can just focus
Really?
on you
Wow.
and the other things. That lasts for a couple of weeks. And then you go into this stage where it's like, man, fuck all these fools for not talking to me, right? And fuck this dude. And I helped this guy do this, man. Fuck you. And then that lasts for a little while. And then you go into this state, you're like, fuck, I miss it. I want to be in a club.
Mm-hmm.
And currently, that's where I'm at. I'm kind of fighting the demon of jumping into a club versus just staying what I'm doing. That's where I currently find myself at.
Like something that's always baffled me about that lifestyle, and I've never understood, is like how you call someone your brother and you're like, oh, I love you, you're my brother, I'd do anything for you. And all of a sudden the next day something happens, like you're gone, never talk again. Like, how do you do that? Like, that's your
That's
bro, that's your man's. Like,
that's the lifestyle, bud. That's what you signed up for. You don't you don't have to agree with it. Even as a member, you don't have to agree with it, but you got to follow the rules. And here's a
I,
little unspoken truth in pretty much every club across the world. Just because
mm-hmm.
somebody leaves and they're like, "Don't ever talk to this guy anymore," and everybody's like, "Yes, okay." 9 times out of 10, there's still a lot of people that are talking to him. It's just behind the scenes.
Yeah, yeah. Um, let's
It's the
see.
public stuff, like, right? They're not gonna go take photos with him and post it on social media or anything like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Um, I, but yeah, I've seen that happen a lot. People go out bad and all of a sudden they can't talk anymore. I'm like, it's just something that's always baffled me. I've never understood it. Like, I understand you get kicked out or leave a club for whatever reason, but just all of a sudden you never talk to somebody called your brother. Like, that always baffled me. Um, so I assume you've probably seen Jerry Springer, right?
Yeah. What'd you call
Uh,
him?
Pardon?
What'd you say, Jerry Springer?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said Gary Springer. But yeah, I know Jerry Springer.
So at the end of every episode, there's Jerry's final thought. What would Crusher's final thought be that he wants the world to know?
I don't want anybody to think that what I'm doing is downplaying biker lifestyle MC culture at all. I think if you're with the lifestyle, I think it's something that everybody should do. It's a fucking journey. It's an adventure. Go have an adventure. Have fun. I don't my 15 plus years in their club, I don't think any of it was for nothing. Like there's no resentment there. I had the time of my life. Like, right. It was literally the ride of my life. I've went everywhere. I've met some crazy characters. I've heard some wild stories. I've been part to some stories that people are gonna hear later and be like, that's fucking wild. I would tell everybody, if you're with the lifestyle, man, have an adventure, run it and do it. I fucking personally love club life. And if you're with it, I think you should do it.
Have you gotten to travel and meet brothers like overseas and stuff like that?
Have I traveled overseas or have I met brothers from overseas?
Traveled overseas? Like, have you ever traveled to other countries and stuff?
Uh, just
Are you
everywhere in
allowed
the United.
across the border?
I went everywhere in the United States, including Mexico. I have not gone overseas. Like this was actually 2027 was going to be a big traveling for year for me. I had
Mm-hmm.
I had trips that me and my Sarge were going to make. We were going to hit Thailand. We were going to go to Australia, London. We were going to go visit some of the brothers in those overseas chapters that we really don't get to see that often.
So that club nation, whatever you want to call it, they were up here in Canada for a very short time, but they never really ever survive up here long.
Yeah,
Um,
that was before my time. Somebody asked me about that the other day, and I told them it was before my time. I feel like they tried to launch a chapter up that way, like around 2017,
yep,
2018,
yep,
something
yeah,
like
around
that.
that.
But I didn't come in until 19. So it would be before my time. Um, but yeah, I wouldn't. But like I told him, I would expect on seeing black and white in Canada one
Mm-hmm.
day. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow. But I mean, the rate that they're growing right now, they'll be in Canada.
Right on. Um, yeah, I'm about out of questions. Is there anything you'd like to ask for me or anything like that, or anything you want to know, or anything you want to share?
Fucking get a bike and pound the pavement. Ride.
Right
You
on.
live, You live once in this world. Get a fucking bike and go ride.
Nice. But yeah, um, thank you so much for coming and hanging out and sharing some of your stories and your time and your energy with us.
Absolutely.
And with that, I'm going to shut this down for the day and I'm going to get to my editing. But yeah, you'll see this posted on YouTube within the next hour.
All right, sounds good. And everybody else, thanks for rolling with Crusher.
Everyone, go give him a follow. He's amazing dude. Thank you so much for coming. Give us your time. With that, I'll talk to you soon.
All right, I'll talk to you in a bit.